For someone born to rule, you sure do lose a lot. Might even say it's in your nature.
I get up from the ground, from the man from is keeping it down, and it's time to decide on the action that'll force the tide. And I feel that I can win. A man's I'm starting to spin, starting over once again.
Welcome to the Starting Over Podcast. I'm your host, Edward Sheldon, aka Dark Logos, and this is the show where we look at the strategies, tactics, and mechanics behind the game of heroclix. I'm going to say this, it's been one heck of a day. I got kids acting a darn fool at my school. Folks brought guns to a kindergarten graduation and beefing. And I have someone trying to kill the vice principal, beat up the vice principal of my school. This has been one heck of a day, which makes it a perfect opportunity for us to look over Disney Plus, because I need something more crazier than my day to talk about. Maybe something entertaining even. So I know a whole lot of folks have been saying, like, yo, Dark Logo, set review. Are you going to go back and do Empire? Are you going to go back and do, let's see, War of the Realms? Like what's going down, homie? Like, you need to throw out the content tent. I am questioning if I should, for a couple of reasons. One, those sets have some elements, and when I look them over and I'm like, am I just going to hate? And then another part of it is like, hey, there are some elements here that everybody's just loving. So I'm trying not to be Mr. Sourpuss on that just yet. So I'm not going to make any comments right now, but the Disney Plus stuff is popping. I know this Friday I'm going to go try to play some. I think they have it in my store. So we're going to go up there and play some heroclix and roll some dice. All right. So if anyone that hasn't listened before, your first time listening to me do a set review, pretty much I am just going to list off the figures that I think are pretty cool. I'm not really going to waste your time going into other characters that I think that are mediocre or bad. I'm just going to stick to the characters that I think are good, the point values that they're good at, and leave it at that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is good because of where's the shoot. It's on his first click, which makes it immediately usable. So once per turn, Winter Soldier is placed, so that means you can carry him or TK him. After resolutions, you may give an action token to an adjacent opposing character. Now, you can do that to a single opposing character. So for 100 points, you use 2 and you lock them down. There are other characters that can make this combo more deadly, but that's neither here nor there. But I know some people are going to say, but my willpower and everything needs to beat my Thanos. The idea is for you to get thinking, and more so than just trying to solve every immediate meta problem. Now, I know some folks will be saying, like, my delivery method, Dark Logos, and then I would say, look, there's so many different passenger characters, it's not funny. You can find them in Avengers. It's no problem. Some folks might also say I got a little bit of Wakanda Forever in there, but not really. It's not really yet, so I'll just let that go. All right, next up is, and that's number 6, Winter Soldier. Next up is Monica Rambeau, number 14. Why are we looking at that? She's 25 points with celebrity keyword, and she has Wanda, please listen to me, power. Choose an opposing character within range and line of fire until your next turn. Monica Rambeau gains immobile, and when the chosen character attacks, it can only target a character named Monica Rambeau. Now, this is nice because in a lot of situations, definitely on a open map, Monica can just sort of semi-lock down certain attackers by, spending a power action. Now, you're going to say, but her range, Dark Logos, and I would come back and say that's what wild cards and shields is for, or team player. So extending her range is not that big of a deal. I think she's a lot funner in Golden Age, where you could just slap a sniper rifle on it and call it done. But again, sniper rifle is something that is a mystical figure of the past. All right, let's go to Skinny Steve Rogers. Why Skinny Steve Rogers? Just for the fact that he's a 15-point leadership. And when he uses it, characters within range are considered adjacent. So that you can't really bump his range when it's leadership time. So you're stuck at 4, but shield plus leadership within range. So you can just sort of aura around yourself. That's pretty good. And you don't need line of fire, and he has willpower. The only thing that would make him better is if he was autonomous. But other than that, I got to give it props to my man without the super soldier serum. Oh wow, I never thought about that. It's SSS to fight the SS. Yeah, there you go. All right, next up is Mobius M. Mobius. Now, a lot of folks will probably be like, I hate it. It's not good, blah, 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 whatever, yakety smackety. This guy is straight hotness for his special power, which is work for us. Leadership, which is great, so we're 30 points for that, and a TK. If it was just that, he would be a little bit manageable, but he also has PD, which also makes it a lot more awesome sauce than a lot of people would like to admit. Then, once per turn for all characters with this effect, when a friendly character within range uses phasing teleport and moves 6 squares or less, after resolutions, they may make a close combat attack. So what happens is, you give your favorite melee character a nice lovely TK. They're right on the edge of your range. You trigger this effect. They phase, which means they can just go through and hit whoever they want within 4 squares. And bada bing, bada boom, lay out somebody real nice and good. Now, I know some people would say is that sort of whack, Dark Logos, because, phase and teleport is not that good. Or Dark Logos, the figure that I would love to use phase and teleport, I would love to trigger a melee attack, does not have phase and teleport. And we will solve that with a special object from this set, because that special object is supercalifragilistic XP Calidocious. Definitely. So definitely get yourself a Mobius M. Mobius, like top tier. Next up is Baron Zemo. I know some folks be saying like, wow, Baron Zemo. Why Baron Zemo? Lead Climb Passenger 2. 30 points. He has a good amount of keywords that are viable, but again, we're looking at some nice taxiing. He can pick up 2 bodies and just be like, yo, let's roll. He has a leadership. So leadership, medium grade taxi. He has the mobility, so you don't have to worry about elevated terrain. So yeah, I think it's a good deal. All right, next up is Ravonna Renslayer. Again, 30 points, phasing teleport, incapacitate, 18 defend, 2 damage, probability control. I looked out for you, hung my neck out for you. That sounds like a very dramatic line. Probability control. Friendly characters with a shared keyword within range and line of fire have safeguard, opposing probability control. Now, this is nice because that gives future past police and politician pretty much a nice little bit of protection from opposing probability control. So that's some good stuff right there. Next up is number 22, Wanda Maximoff. And why am I looking at her? Well, first off, Avengers, 45 points, 19 defend. That right there is why she's hotness. Now, I know some of you will come back and say, Dark Logos. You know the Thanos is out there. And, you know, I come back and say the Thanos will not rule forever, and he shall not forever be upon the throne. Now, I mean, there will be a time when there was not Thanos, and 19 might be popping fresh. You don't know. So again, when we get outside this, jangling keys mentality of playing heroclix, and we look at all the tools that are available to us, we can put an asterisk by it and say, hey, get on down the line, and it's going to be good. So let's keep going into it. She has shape change, and when Wanda Maximoff uses it and succeeds, heal her one click, which is okay. She has a stop for 45 points and 6 clicks. That's completely stupid, plus mystics. Billy, I need you to focus. Probability control when Wanda Maximoff uses it to re-roll a friendly attack. If the attack roll hits, after resolutions, remove an action token from the attacker. So pretty much you got tokened, and now you just take that token off, which rewards you for winning, because all you do is win. And I could play the song, but I'm not. As it goes just right there, we are automatically we're dealing with a very powerful piece that's hard to kill, that has mystics, which causes frustrations for our opponents. So yeah, I think this is a good figure all around. Next up is T'Challa Star-Lord at 40 points. And I know some people are going to say, why, Dark Logos? Why? Well, let's go into it. First, yes, let me introduce you to the family I made along the way. When establishing theme teams, characters on your starting force with minions of Thanos, Ravengers, or Wakanda, keyword gain Guardians of the Galaxy, which is great for Guardians of the Galaxy because Guardians of the Galaxy could use some help, and Guardians of the Galaxy is not bad. Being able to co-opt 1, 2, 3 keywords into one at the force construction. I think force construction is when you establish theme teams. That's popping fresh. Like, that's good. All right, so bringing him in, and you can get access to a lot of good characters. And if we're going to look at what you get to, well, never mind. I'm going to say do your own research, because I know Wakanda has a lot of good things that any team can benefit from. Black Leopard, I'm looking at you, man. One day people will wake up and realize how good you were. One day. Anyway, before I make myself all teary-eyed thinking about all the things I could have done, let's move on. He has energy shield, deflection, and super senses. Beyond being a theme team expander, he doesn't have too many other usage. He has outwit, and he has running shot, pulse wave, which is pretty nice. So it's all right. So let's keep it going. All right. Next up is Monica Rambeau, number 26, not 14, 26. Stopping the bullets that pass through me. Unique modifier when an opposing character makes a ranged attack targeting one or more adjacent friendly characters. Modify their attack by -1. This is great when you're not dealing with Thanos. When you're dealing with, average heroclix. This is pretty good. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, Thanos is all there is. And I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. I believe great minds are challenging Thanos. But I think this is something that's useful to frustrate certain teams. Okay? All right. I also want to point out this is very good for messing with people that are using energy explosion, because you're giving them a -1 attack on the roll. So yeah. All right. Next up is number 27, Tyler Hayward. So Tyler Hayward is great because it says, if only you had a little more vision, pun intended. Leadership, when Tyler Hayward uses it and succeeds this turn, he has power. Move an adjacent friendly character up to half its speed value. If that character has sword keyword after resolution, it may make a close attack. So you get a little bit of that, Martian Manhunter starter goodness into it. But when you start combining it with Mobius, it gets dumb because you can technically TK phase, attack, and if you got your leadership, power action Tyler Hayward, and potentially just move back. So there's some good things there. There's some good things. Or you could potentially just move and just get another free attack in. So there are layers that you can apply to this. You'll find out one of the cool fun layers here in a little bit. Next up is Miss Minutes, and I'm going to summarize her as welcome to Project Mission Point. You have been truly accepted. Your application has been accepted. So more mission point meta, which I find with her mission points is a little bit harder to pull off. Just primarily in a situation, I'll say this: she is good in a situation in which mission point meta is popular. Okay, she is great in a situation where mission point meta is popular. So, and then I also added is if a low point support figure or attacker is popular or highly consistent. So let me explain. Let's read her power. Protecting the sacred timeline. Free. Choose an opposing character within range and line of fire. Gain 1 mission point for each other character on the map with the same name as the chosen character. Now, you can try to come in and say, here you have to pick an opposing character, and then you can bet that you are going to have that character on the side. Okay? That is it. That's what makes her mission point so hard. Okay? Now, if you're dealing with a situation where a lot of people are playing mission points, and you're playing, some of the standard or the best mission point possible characters ever, then yes, she is going to be highly viable and very powerful. Outside of that, from a mission point perspective, she's not that good. Now, they do try to prop her up by giving her dual target and making her tiny and giving her end cap. And then she has a stop click, which is, I would say, more than respectable. And then she has a free placement where she can just do, hey, y'all, free place Miss Minutes in a square within range that is adjacent to blocking terrain. So, yeah, put up a free barrier square and Miss Minutes will pop over there for your prop or your annoyance or your double end cap or whatever you want. So, is this OP? No. I mean, could you try to make Miss Minutes a cannon where she's a 12 attack and then give her 3 enhancements and then double attack, dual target and try to light somebody up with energy explosion or something? I mean, hey, there's some potential there. But you're putting in a lot of work for a little 35-point piece. But, it could turn out real good if you put in the work, but All right, next up is Sharon Carter. Now, why Sharon Carter? Number 31A. We got stealth, combat reflexes, and a few other really nice things that are really going good with Sharon Carter. So Um, let's go into it. So when we look at Sharon Carter, we have dealing in contraband once per game for all characters with this trait. At the beginning of the game, you may choose an equipment equipped to an opposing character. If you do, that equipment gains unequipped dropped, is immediately unequipped, and roll a d6. The opponent places the equipment up to that many squares away from its current square. Now, I know some of you are going to say, hold on, what? Like, I could just make folks drop their stuff? And the answer is yes. And I know some of you will also come back and be like, hold up, wait. I could also do it for, I could just do this in the middle of the game. Like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. That character that has that wonderful cloak of levitation, I can, make it go poof and potentially leave its owner to follow me, and I can go pick it up. And now that character is stuck in the pit somewhere. So, why is this important? This makes a lot of different matchups more frustrating because you have characters with alchemical fire. I'll say the biggest offender right now is alchemical fire, and then I was going to say power gem, but it's going to retire. Now they're disarmed. You can jack their stuff if you play it right. And that's the big thing, being able to play it right. So I would say is you want to make sure that you have a character with super strength because some stuff that gets unequipped is a heavy object. So it's just something to consider. That is a key reason. Taking away someone's alchemical fire and then chucking it at them is a great thing. Taking away someone's power gem and equipping it is a great thing. Taking someone's cloak of levitation and then say, look at me, I'm Doctor Strange now. It's pretty cool, okay? So I want you to think about that. Then you have a modify range by +3 and range combat expert. For 35 points, all of a sudden being a 12 for 3. For 7 range, it's good. It feels good. So yeah, I'm down with Sharon Carter. Now I know some of you are going to come back and say, I don't know. This doesn't seem that good. I can't play multiples and have the effect. I mean, it's 35 points. Okay, next up is Power Broker, which is Prime Sharon Carter. Secretly manufacturing Super Soldier Serum. Power Broker may start the game with Disney Plus Super Soldier Serum equipped. Power. Give an adjacent friendly character an injection token. When Power Broker uses willpower and succeeds, you may also remove an action token from each friendly character that has an injection token. So she gets willpower, and all of a sudden, she's able to take tokens off of the whole crew. Now, 25 points, this is good. She has mastermind and willpower. Making sure that her willpower isn't outwitted is a good deal. But overall, you're putting yourself in a very good position because one character functionally pseudo leaderships your entire team or several of your figures just given the time. All right, let's move on from Power Broker to Billy Maximoff. Billy Maximoff, why are we looking at him? Well, first off, is his trait, all new Halloween Spooktacular shape change. When Billy Maximoff uses it and succeeds, heal him 1 click. So we have caked in shape change, then we also have a stop click, and then he has I don't understand what's happening to me. Perplex. When Billy Maximoff uses it to target a friendly character until your next turn, opposing effects can't be used on that character to re-roll or replace dice in their attack rolls. So functionally, no problem for you. Okay? Why is that big? Okay? If your opponent has a bunch of prob and they have killed your last prob and you're out of the theme probs, guess what? This is going to be good because now you're able to make your attack roll after the perplex and knowing that there is no other props that are coming. Okay? It also protects you from, if you're playing Golden Age, QBS. We'll just leave it at that. So it's a good figure to look at. Next character is Heist Nebula. Now, why are we looking at Heist Nebula? For her points, 65, she's okay. She also has Guardians of the Galaxy and Minions of Thanos, which is okay. She has pretty valuable loot you got here. When Heist Nebula hits, after resolutions, unequip each hit opposing character. If the hit character wasn't equipped, generate a loot light object adjacent to the hit character instead. Free, remove an unheld loot light object in your starting area from the game. If you do, gain 3 mission points. Okay? Free, remove an unequipped opposing equipment in your starting area from the game. If you do, gain 6 mission points. Now, this is pretty good, again, if you're running the mission point game. But the fact is, she has an ability to just jank people. Okay, but you have to hit. Now, I think that's her main downfall. Her range is not that good, and she has to hit. But other than that, as soon as she does, the character is unequipped. All right, so that is something to consider. All right, next up, we're going to go and look at Loki. And this is number 35, Loki. So we have 5 points to put the Tesseract on, which we know is good because we have enough stuff, definitely with our good friend Morbius, that's going to allow us to do, some more punchy, stuff with it, okay? Also, we have, I cast projection of myself so real, even the Mad Titan believed it. Shape change, which is, again, okay, because it's Loki. If Loki would be the first friendly character to be KO'd this game, you may instead replace him with another character named Loki from your sideline. That is that is equal or less points than Loki on its starting click. Sideline active once per game if another character named Loki is the last friendly character on your force, while this Loki is on your sideline. When this character would be KO'd, you may instead replace it with this Loki on click 1. All right, so the fact of the matter is that this dude is pretty hard to kill. Not impossible, just hard, and that's really good. All right, then you have Glorious Purpose. Stop Barrier. When this click is first revealed after resolutions, you may place Loki up to 4 squares away from his current square. Then generate up to 4 blocking terrain markers in a square. 4 blocking terrain markers in squares within range, not line of fire, just range. At the beginning of your turn, remove those markers, even if this power is lost. So there's some cool jank that you could do there. You could take a Mystics, get to that click phase, or get placed away, then cage a figure that you need to, or cage yourself. Just to dip and go to someplace safe. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with that. And if you die, you don't really die. You come back as someone else, another Loki. So I think this is good overall. And there's a lot of positivity here. So let's go on to U.S. Agent number 37B. And I know that we're back. 37B. I think this is a prime. We have U.S. Agent. Why U.S. Agent? First off, it says U.S. Agent may start the game with Disney Plus, U.S. Agent Shield, or so you can have both Super Soldier Serum. Okay, so yes, he can get both, and he may have both of these equipped at the same time. Now, I want to point out he starts the game with it. All right. So there's a lot of goodness there. Okay. So he doesn't have to go out and equip it, and they don't start like underneath him, and you have to go pick them up. Like you start with it, so you're good to go. All right. Then he has consistently make the right decision in the heat of battle. When friendly characters within line of fire is KO'd by an opposing effect, choose one to use for the rest of the game. Flurry, exploit weakness, super senses, battle fury, outwit. Okay, so this is pretty good. Definitely when you combine it with Pog generation, it is bonkers. All right, next is it's the same but black. Charge, stealth. When U.S. agent uses charge, if he occupies enemy terrain, do not have his speed value, which is pretty good. Then he also has combat reflexes, toughness, and willpower. So, all in all, he is set up to be one tough cookie. So that's quite enjoyable. All right, 50 points, all in all, really good setup. All right, next up is Spider-Man, number 39. Why Spider-Man? 75 points for 8 clicks. That's just wow. That's beautiful. And I know some of you are like, but you know, Thanos will just kill him in one turn. Yeah, like Thanos kills everybody in one turn. So let's not let that hinder us right now. So he's got the combat to the reflexes. He also has decent attack values with Quake and Outwit. He has 5 points. Really? You think I could pull it off? Spider-Man starts the game with Disney Plus Cloak of Levitation. So yay, now he is a Flyer Man as well. So he can charge, fly, and have that plasticity with his Spider-Man family TA, which is a wild card for now, but may not, well, it's a wild card for now. And here's the reason why I sort of take a step back. Okay, we have team player. They already did us dirty with Minions of Doom. Okay, they already did us dirty with Minions of Doom. I feel it's coming. Legion of Superheroes, you're on the chopping block too. Like you're going to get got as well. Just wait. You're not going to be wild card for much longer. I think, and this is in the spirit of WizKids. Team player equals streamlined. Spider-Man family, it classically meant wild card. Who knows what it's going to mean in the future? But we'll just say it's wild card. Having that, and then it's like if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Super senses, but succeeds on 4 through 6. Yay! When Spider-Man uses it and succeeds after resolution, give the attacker an action token. So hey, you went after me, Thanos, and I got my super duper senses. Guess what? You get a token. Did you also try to mind control me? You will get another token. Sucks to suck. Now, I will say his range does suck to suck. So take that as you wish, but you have to be thinking he is doing 5 charge plus 2 sidestep. So he's got a 7 swing on his charge. So that's nothing to sneeze at. And his dial is pretty deep. So overall, I think it is good. Good. All right. Let's move on to Captain Carter. Captain Carter, you pay 5 points and you get, and I'm looking at the 55 point dial. Where have you been all my life? Captain Carter starts the game with Disney Plus Captain Carter Shield, which is nice. Then you get We Will Stop Hydra. Defend. Unique modifier. Non-adjacent friendly characters within range modify defense by +1. So this is not characters that you are defending. These are characters that are not adjacent to you. Get a defense +1. This is really good, and it can layer on with a lot of other different tactics. I will say this, the Thanos reign does not shine forever. There will be a day where this is going to be annoying for people. Time to make an entrance. Giant Reach 6. Oh, sorry, Giant Reach. No, that can't be Giant Reach 6. That has to be a glitch. Anyway, Quake. When Captain Carter knocks back an opposing character, she may choose a direction of the knockback. Again, I don't believe that is correct. That can't be Giant Reach 6. That's just dumb. That's giving her like Mjolnir. Yeah, that's fundamentally just giving her Mjolnir. Like she just clocks you from 6. Yeah, that's Mjolnir. So, okay, cool. So for a 55-point character, has Mjolnir on first click, and you pay 5 more points for a really good item, and she buffs defense. So overall, it's good. It's good. Agnes gets some love. She looked good in those Halloween stockings, or was it the exercise from the 80s? That was good. She looked good in that. All new Halloween Spooktacular shape change. When Agnes uses it and succeeds, heal her 1 click. That is awesome. She has a stop click. Please stand by, and Senior Scratchy. Free generate a Senior Scratchy bystander, which is pretty good with Senior Scratchy. Okay. Overall, she has Mystic. She has 6 range. She's TK, 45 points. Is she the cat's meow? She is okay. She's good enough to be thinking about. Are most people going to be playing her because of the hotness? And I hate to say it, I think a lot of people are going to overlook her because she is not easy to play. All right, and I'm just going to say that. Now, we go look at Senior Scratchy. What does Senior Scratchy have? Oh, Blaze Claw's Fangs, but half the D6 result. Okay, so I'm doing 3 damage, but I'm drop shipping Senior Scratchy after I'm getting carried, and I can drop a Senior Scratchy in your face. Like, that's pretty good. Then you have Talent Show Star, Enhancement. Friendly adjacent characters with mystical celebrity keyword modify attack by +1. So not only do I get a free enhancement, but I also, for my mystical or celebrities, modify their attack by +1. So I'm functionally giving them a free RCE. Yes, and thank you. All right. So I feel like this is something that, again, underestimated because, I have to play Mystical, and Mystical is not the hotness right now. Really, Dark Logos. And that cat only deals half damage with blades. That means I have to roll a 6 to do any good damage. Okay. I get it. All right, so let's go on to Vision, number 43A. At 100 points, this is a decent Vision. I think that most people could play for the amount of clicks. It's 9 clicks, people, for 100 points. And he has Impervious. That is something to consider. Okay, that's something to consider. Next, it's because it can't all be sorrow, can it? Power. If no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Vision or damaged another friendly character since your last turn. Place Vision such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. If the opposing character damaged another friendly character with the celebrity keyword, this is activated as free. Now, can you run a celebrity and Avengers team or Avengers with celebrities? Yes, you can. Can you do some stupidness with him and Agnes, and all of a sudden you're retallying for 4 damage, killing something minor, and then Agnes drops Senior Scratchy, and then you're psychic blasting for 5. Yes, you can. Okay, there are tricks here. Are you familiar with the ship of Theseus? Phasing, teleport, super senses. So again, what can we do? We can phasing teleport, add in Mobius. Now I got that free attack. Friendly characters automatically break away from characters that Vision hit this turn. So that's also good too. So there's layers of development. Wow. Boom. I got Mobius. I can get that to pop off and get that free attack in with Vision after I phase for 4 squares. Do that and then potentially retail. You know, if for free if a celebrity or a mystical person. No, I think it's just celebrity. Keyword was hit. So there are some cool things that you can start playing with. But what is grief if not love persevering? Stop, shape change. Okay. Support. Free. KO Vision. If you do, choose a friendly character and roll a d6. Heal the chosen character equal to the result. That is not bad. It's not great. You're probably never going to use it unless you just know there's no way of getting him to something, worth a darn. And if it can bring back someone into the fight, it may be worth it. So, all right, let's keep on moving on down the line, as my nanny used to say. Let's look at 50-point vision. Again, I'm still sort of pro this. I like the 100-point vision as well. Let's go to Vision Prime. I'm going to tell you go big or go home. Go with the 200 big dog. Why? Again, we're going with Mobius. We also have adjacent opposing characters can't use improved abilities. So you have plasticity, and adjacent opposing characters can't use improved abilities. So your Thanos cannot use that improved targeting from that mind gem, homie. So sucks to suck with that. And he has plasticity, so you're not phasing away Thanos either. All right, so I know for folks to be like, I gotta think about how to shut down the Thanos. Well, okay, let's talk about shutting down the Thanos if that's really what you want to do. All right, so next up, he has Flurry. Phasing teleport. When Vision uses phasing teleport after resolutions, he can use Flurry as free, which means he can dip 12 at his 200 and then whop you. This is very important, again, if you're going back to that Thanos matchup where Prime Vision just says, hey, y'all, do you want to play a game? And in this game, what I do is I come up, I bring a buddy with me, I take away your improved abilities, I have my buddy with the emotional modifier. So now it has battle. Now you have Battle Fury Thanos, or Vision has emotional modifier, and then I proceed to have my buddy do one of two things. One, make it so that you can't. You're dealing less damage overall. Make sure you can't do modifiers, or he is just going to punch you after I punch you, because. Yeah, I'm about to whap with this Flurry, or it's giving me in power. So Vision goes in. He starts handing them hands out. It's like you're going to catch these hands, Thanos. Whaps for 4, maybe 5. Take the 3 if you got the empower. Take the 2 if you don't. Whap again. And if you have moved 4 squares and Thanos was that close, guess what? It's the Flurry for free plus the close attack. And that's a lot of hands land. That's like a good Pentecostal tent meeting right there. Okay, so again, when people are like, there's nothing in the meta that I can do to fight the things that are horrible in the meta. Well, look, right here, it says Vision, plasticity, so no phasing out away from me. Adjacent opposing characters can't use improved abilities. No improved targeting, no improved movement. Now you got Thanos having to use Power Gem. Oh, if I'm able to stop him from modifying, okay, or stop him from healing, okay, he's got to take those hits. Okay, and then if Thanos starts laying hands back with CCE, guess what? Okay, I got invincible, super senses, willpower, and unprotected outwit. That's a lot. So I can be dodging them hands too, Thanos. Okay, and I got the shape change. So I got two rollouts on you plus the damage taken. So let's go. Like if you want to dance, we gonna dance. So I know some folks are gonna be like, Dark Logos, are you telling us to fight tentpole BS with tentpole BS? I mean, at your own, viewer discretion is advised. It's your discretion. Okay, I'm not there in the back playing the game for you, but I am giving you stuff to think about. Now, if you're like, I do not like high point vision, Dark Logos, then go ahead, but play low point vision. Go play 50 point vision or 100 point vision. Okay, go lay them hands. But the truth of the matter is that once Vision is next to Thanos, he starts nerfing that dude. Okay? And the nerf is not weak. And that phase in Wap is not weak either. Okay? So I think when people, how can I put it? When people underestimate the capabilities of figures, I laugh. And I know some people will be also say it's like, but Dark Logos, that's my prime slot. And I'm like, yeah, it is your prime slot. That does suck to suck. But there are other things you can do. And if you're really trying to, get creative, there's Karima, and now you're a Sentinel. You also get Sentinel keyword. And so there's some Master Mold shenanigans there, because all of a sudden, Master Mold can make Vision freaking retail. So I'm just saying, my dude. Like there's some stuff there that could just go down. So anyway, let's keep going. You get an outwit, you get shape change, and the Vision uses shape change and succeeds after resolution. Heal it one click. It's good. It is good, and I think maybe not enough consideration has been looked at it because of Thanos and because of a couple other things. All right. Next up, I already talked about Vision. Let's go into the Watcher number 44, because I know there's a bunch of different Watchers. All right, so ponder the question, what if? So 25 points, we're getting a leadership, and he has, at the beginning of the game, roll a d6 and give the Watcher a number of what if tokens. The tokens equal half the result. Power, move a what if token. If you do, replace an adjacent friendly character with a character of equal or less valid points on your sideline. The replacement character must share a name with the replaced character. And then I would say is, what if you just ran swap? Now, I know for some of you, you will be a bit frustrated because you're saying to yourself, oh yeah, what if I just ran swap? But Dark Logos, what if I couldn't run swap? And this is my ghetto swap. And then I would come back and tell you, hey, if this is your ghetto swap, just bank on swapping out that one character. And it better be good. It better be good. Okay, so let's move on to our next one, which is number 47, Loki. So number 47, Loki, is another good Loki. So why are we looking at it? So again, we have Tesseract, so we already know about the Tesseract goodness. In this situation, we could potentially phase and teleport and mind control. But yeah, just saying. Yeah, I think we can phase and teleport and mind control. Then leadership shape change when Loki uses either And succeeds. Again, phasing teleport, I'm still talking Mobius trick. So just in case people are like, how are you getting this? I'm still talking Mobius trick. Leadership shape change. When Loki uses either and succeeds, give him a Broken Promise token, max 3. When Loki is hit by an opponent's attack, remove all Broken Promise tokens. If Loki had 3 Broken Promise tokens, he has free. Choose an opposing character within range and deal them 1 penetrating damage. After resolutions, roll a d6, 1 through 3, remove a Broken Promise token. Okay. So, it's not bad. Okay. Then we move on to, come on, what did you expect? Outwit, but can use it an additional number of times equal to his Broken Promise tokens. Protected outwit. So that's the part I like. You have potentially Loki outwitting multiple times, depending on the politics you can trust. All right, so there is some goodness here that you can use. All right, let's keep it moving. Next up is Collector. There's a lot of good commentary on Collector, and I know some folks do not like the build elements of Collector, the build restrictions. But I do think it adds the needed flavor for it. But 25 points, power cosmic, 12 attack, with end cap, dual targets, and 1 damage. I think at a 4 range that you can boost up to potentially 7. I think that's a good deal. Of course, if that's not your style, if you have at least 1 character of each rarity of common, uncommon, rare, and super rare on your force, modify characters attack by +1. Now, that's the part I know most people don't like, but I do think it has a unique opportunity there. There's plenty more we can play with. There's plenty more we can play with. At the beginning of the game, if each character on your force is from a different heroclix set, as long as the collector is on the map, friendly characters modify damage by +1. Getting both is hard. Getting both is very, very hard. But it can be done with some finagling, definitely with swaps. Okay? Because, again, we're checking for the second trait at the beginning of the game. We're looking at the first trait as a constant, and therein lies our problem. But if we're doing any sorts of swaps, if we can maintain both, guess what? We are in a good position. Then we have what kind of being leaves a party without saying goodbye. Then you have stop super senses. So overall at 25 points, it's a lot packed into the collector. All right, let's keep on moving. And our next one is Scarlet Witch, the Scarlet Witch, number 50. So for 75 points, we get everything that we really need from Miss Maximoff. First off, she has good values. She has 3 damage. And she is able to start with the Darkhold equipped for free, period. I don't pay any points for the Darkhold. So automatically, that is added bonus in value. Free Darkhold. So I have the ability to use 2 of those powers. So I can be prob outwit, outwit perplex, outwit prob. That is just perfect. Okay? Then we have thanks for the lesson. Power, generated chaos, special marker, max 1 in the Scarlet Witch's square. If the Scarlet Witch is more than 3 squares from the chaos marker, remove her chaos marker. Other characters within 3 squares of her chaos marker can't use powers. Now, why is this a big deal? Because it's Sky Tyrant hate. Sky Tyrant hate. So, you set up, you TK Scarlet Witch to the corner, you get the rest of your team into the corner, you drop your barrier, and then Wanda power actions, boom, puts up her square, her token, or chaos marker. All right, Sky Tyrant comes in within those 3 squares because he's going to have to because he's flying. He's coming to attack you. He's getting 1 attack off. Now I know some of you would say, well, so what? I'll just go and shoot. Well, now you have to deploy. That's a whole different story now. Okay, now I know also some of you saying like, but Sky Tyrant isn't as good, and the power gem is leaving him, and I'm like, yeah, 'tis true, but like I'm trying to reemphasize, there are a multitude of ideas that we can start thinking about and solving for other problems. You could TK her up to a Thanos and just be like, oh, chaos! And now Thanos has no powers, and you better mollywop him from like 8 away and nuke him from orbit because you're not getting close with the melee attack. But that is an option. You know, you're looking even at our lovely Vision. That chaos marker messes him up bad. But our chaos marker is something in which we are dedicating Wanda to generating in the combination of the Darkhold, where she is perplexing and probing on that turn that she drops the chaos marker, because in most cases she doesn't need the outwit. And if she does need the outwit, she's negating a character, outwitting another character, and then has prob or perplex to use as she wishes. And those are the key things that we have to think about in using Wanda at 75 points. She fits on Avengers, she fits on Celebrity, she fits on Mystical, and she does everything Agnes does for cheaper and better. Now, I know some of you would say, well, Agatha Harkness, she has RCE, Dark Logos, and Steel Energy, and blah, 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 and all these other good things. And then I would come back and tell you, doesn't matter. She's too expensive and no mobility. She's too expensive, no mobility, and if they had made the chaos marker 2 squares and Agatha Harkness was 3, just saying like, look, I have experience in this, that would have given Agatha still a place in competitive. But the fact that Agatha's Hex and the chaos marker are literally exactly one and the same, you start going into price economy, and you move Agatha Harkness out of the meta, out of competition, period. So next up is, I don't understand this power, but I will. Knock back Psychic Blast when the Scarlet Witch knocks back an opposing character after resolutions. Choose 1, remove an action token from her, or heal 1 click, which she's going to be doing 90% of the time if you knock her past her first click. I can fix this, stop super senses. When this click is revealed for the rest of the game, Scarlet Witch has Cosmic Energy team ability. So you knock her to stop, you're not able to take her out the fight. Guess what? The chick is now Cosmic Energy for the rest of the game, because she's going to be healing herself back up when she starts laying in the smack and downeth, because she's going to be knocking people back. So I'm just saying that's coming. All right, let's go on to our next character, Sicarian Iron Man, or the SIM card, as I like to call it. When we're looking at the SIM card, at first glance, this does not look like a good figure. But when you start understanding what the silliness he can do, it becomes really strong. So first off, I'm going to say this. We're going to be seeing the SIM card everywhere, teamed up with the Thanos. I see that coming. All right. He's going to be part of the great expedition outward to fight. Okay. And some people might say, how do you know this, Dark Logos? Well, because I'm going to say it is, remember when I was doing, I think it's either the first show back or the Attack of the Clones. Okay, remember what I said about Thanos? Thanos being more mobile, and why aren't people experimenting with that instead of just this? I sit right here and I fire in my laser. Okay, lo and behold, the prophecy is revealed, and it has come to pass because we had a Thanos player play exactly like that. We got that Muhammad Ali bob and weave with the soul gem player. Okay, why is that? Because you're able to combine Bishop in and force in those fights. Now, is that going to start to be more of a standard play? And the answer is yes, it is. So if Thanos is getting stretched out, getting the Pilates and yoga time in, spending some time with Shang-Chi to get his chakras focused so that he can bob and weave and get them geezer arms going and firing them shots, guess what? Thanos will. So what's going to be in that backup? Okay, like a good posse, we got Bishop. You got to have your black dude. It's 2022. You got to have your token black dude. All right, so who's there? Well, we also have to have our person that is disabled, who has a medical condition. It's Iron Man. I mean, like, let's be 100. He is the most powerful crippled dude in all of history outside of Stephen Hawking. All right, so let's go into it. So why is he broke strong? And why is SIM card going to be everywhere? All right, first off, I've worked with scraps before. At the beginning of the game, you may generate up to 3 standard objects anywhere on the map, at least 5 squares from each other. Now, a lot of folks will forget these can be heavy, folks. Just that factor alone, that this dude can just boop, 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 give you +3 objects for free without going against your object generation total at the beginning is some kind of wonderful, because there's all sorts of shenanigans that you can deal with that. Okay? All right. Then you have the second phase. When Sakarian Iron Man picks up a standard object, you may instead place it on his card if less than 2 objects are on his card. Now, the brother makes 3. He only needs 2. So you got a free 1. Let me repeat that. The brother needs 2. He generates 3. So you have a free 1. Okay? That free 1 can be used for a multitude of effects, from smacking a person in the face to chucking it downfield to going over to Nate Richards and him making you, again, some kind of wonderful and giving you an extra attack power. I'm just telling you. All right, Sarkarian Iron Man modifies his combat values by +1 for each standard object on his card. And at the beginning of the turn, may choose 1 standard speed or attack power for each object on his card to use until your next turn. When Sakarian Iron Man would be dealt damage from an opposing attack, you may remove a standard object from his card to take 1 unavoidable damage instead. Oh, Thanos wants to lay into SIM card. That's not happening. Okay, because SIM card's going to take 1 damage, chuck up the object, and be like, I can do this all day. And that's let's be 100. Okay, that's what he can do. All right, let's not also forget, my peoples, that he can also be equipped with other sorts of things. Yes, I think that's another factor that folks have forgotten, that Brother Man can be equipped. Now, once you start equipping him, what are you equipping him with? I mean, that's up to you. Okay, that is straight up to you. I'm not going to limit your mind and say, like, you got to play this option or you got to play that option. It is up to you. Okay, but as of right now, I know everybody's saying the top option is Cloak of Levitation. And I think that is good, considering that you can pick 2 powers. It can be Charge Flurry, and then you charge Flurry, and you will be charging for 7. So you would sidestep, charge for 7, with a 12 attack, 4 damage, doing the wop wop for 50 points. Now, a lot of folks will forget there's a lot of setup involved in that, and you also have to not be punked. But that is an issue because here's the thing. I hit Sicarian Iron Man for 2. Is he going to give up an item? The answer is probably no. I hit Sicarian Iron Man for 3. Is he going to give up the item? Yes, he is. Okay? I then hit Sicarian Iron Man again for 3. Is he going to give up the item? Yes, he is. Because nothing's really changed for him. He's going to try to heal up. But here's the issue. I roll up. I poison Sicarian Iron Man. Nothing much he can do. I drop another maggot on top of him. He poisoned him again. Nothing he can do. Maggot tries to whop him for the maggot, or Eeny Meeny tried to whop him for 2. Brother Man is going to, and he hits. Brother Man is going to have to give up them cookies. And like he's a Girl Scout. And he's going to be dropping an object. Okay, boom. The other one hits. He's going to be dropping them cookies. Because he's not taking 2. All right, so now he's lost 2 cookies. He has no more special power. And now he's on perplex. Is he some kind of wonderful right then? No, he's not. Okay? And so I'm bringing this up because a lot of folks are going to say, like, he's just so dumb. He's unstoppable. You know, and everyone wants him to be the champion that they deserve. But he's not unstoppable, but he is powerful enough to warrant consideration. Another one, Psychic Blast, Energy Explosion. That's another one. Precision Strike, Psychic Blast. Another combo he can do. Charge, Blaze Claw's Fangs. Flurry, Blaze Claw's Fangs. Those are the things that you can set up. Poison, charge, well, not poison, charge. Poison, plasticity. Okay? There are lots of good things that this figure can do. All right? And when we look at our, like, previewed tarot cards from my boy PJ Bolin, he previewed the long shot one, which is Psychic Blast. Okay? So there are things that you could go then and layer it in with that card if you're running a tarot deck. When tarot decks come into play. Okay? So from my perspective, there's a bunch of things for us to ask ourselves with Sicarian Iron Man. Okay? The first one is this. Is the average player going to navigate to playing him? Is the competitive player going to really want to try to play him? And the answer is, from my perspective, is yes. And I did pull up PJ's article because I was right. It was 7 of Swords. When a character that can use Psychic Blast makes a ranged attack after resolution to 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character adjacent to a target. So yes, there is the dum that can happen when you get the tarot card pulled out with the Sicarian Iron Man. So I wanted to make sure before I took that any further that I knew I was right. Okay, so is the competitive player going to look at this? Yes. Are they going to be blinded by the light, which is his outwit and perplex starting off? Yes, they are, because let's be honest, people aren't not considering that, seriously. All right. Let me rephrase that. People will look at the fact that with +2 all stats, I got an 8 range outwit, and then I'm going to perplex it up, and then I'm going to make it 9, and I'm going to do all this cool stuff with it. Okay. There's a lot to use there. But if people aren't careful, they'll get blinded by, I would say, the most egregious combinations, which is flurry blades, charge flurry, running shot, psychic blast, running shot, energy explosion. Those are going to be the big ones. So, and maybe in a few cases, flurry quake. Or actually, no, not flurry quake. No, flurry blades, just flurry blades. So, yeah. All right. He's going to be around. There's too much uses of it. Anybody that's played any sort of Super Scroll just is already prepared to play him. All right, let's leave SimCard alone. Let's go to Ultron Infinity. I know this one is more fun for me. Power Cosmic. This dude is a straight fighter for 125 points. I'll just say it. The points that you can get with him through mission points are good. I believe that there's a lot that you can do with this. I believe it comes at a robot team, maybe a robot Sentinel team using Karima or something like that. I think there's some cool stuff there. But we can look and see, like stealth, at the beginning of the game, each opponent must give an Infinity Gem to 6 distinct characters on the starting force. If they have less than 6 characters, excess tokens must be given to 1 or more characters. Now, again, if they have, let's just say, 3 figures on their starting force, you can load up a whole bunch on 1. It does not say that you have to spread them out. When Ultron Infinity hits 1 or more characters with an Infinity Gem token, instead of normal damage, you may choose to remove one hit character's Infinity Gem token. Now, again, you're taking 1 token off of, Little Peabody. Roll a d6 to gain mission points equal to the result. So, some of you may say, that's sort of weak sauce. I come back and say, 2 6s, you in a bunch of trouble. 2 5s, the opponent is in a bunch of trouble. Even 2 8s, or sorry, not 2 8s, 2 4s, the opponent is in a bunch of trouble. Okay? You have a 50-50 chance of accelerating this game really quick against other like mission point mechanics, which usually just give you like 1 mission point a turn, and you may be able to trigger 1 or maybe in some cases, 3 mission points. This one gives you the opportunity of scoring 5 mission points in a turn. And then you can combine it with the other Ultron mission point character, and it's just like, Age of Ultrons, maybe not. Okay. Now let's look at the stats. Can we back this party up? The answer is yes, because first off, all right, he has dual targets, so he can hedge his bet, but he only can take 1 token off, which is a little bit of negative whiz kids, because I would love to get 2 6s, they can't be replaced, and just be like, I'm at 12 points. You better figure something out here soon, or else Houston, we have a problem. So yeah, that's there we go. But overall, I know some people will hate on this, and they really don't like it. They feel it's a letdown. It's bad. I do think in the overall meta game, it has potential. It has enough space to add in other good, solid mission point figures. So yeah, there we go. So let's go back. Next character, Spider-Man, number 100. Really, you think I could pull it off? He gets the cape. There we go. And I'm looking at his 50 points. And then they're not all gone. At the beginning of your turn, Spider-Man may generate a bystander on this card not already generated this game. And there's a lot of good ones. Keep smiling when they can't. Stop when another friendly character is KO'd. after resolutions heal a friendly character 1 click. So this is nice. He has 2 stop clicks, so that's good. I was just showing him the orientation video. Perplex, when Spider-Man uses it to target a friendly character that doesn't share a keyword until your next turn, that character has Spider-Man team ability. Okay. Oh, sorry, target a friendly character. I didn't say it. Yeah, target a friendly character. They get Spider-Man TA. So that's cool. Now, I think that's mainly for Enter the Spider-Verse, potentially, if I am correct. Maybe not. But let's look at this. So first off, we're able to give a character potentially to be able to be a wild card for a turn, which really opens things up to a whole lot of stupid. Being able to heal your allies if you're near your stop clicks, that's good. The fact that they're not just once per game stop clicks either, that also makes it good. That means like if you're able to get him any sort of healing effects, it makes him very frustrating to deal with. So for 50 points, I have to recommend this Spider-Man. All right, let's keep going. All right. So 101, the Watcher, 40-point Watcher, and he says, "I am ... the Watcher." The Watcher's lines of fire never blocked, which is welcome to that. At the beginning of your turn, you may turn the Watcher's dial to any click. Now, I would like to make some statements here. Because there are some adaptations to the silliness of the Thanos meta, this is not as dumb as it could have been. Because 3 Watchers and 4 enhancements and a good platform could have made this really dumb. Okay? A good mobile platform like a Green Lantern could have made this really dumb. And you're going to say, well, why is it dumb, Dark Logos? Because you have little mini Thanoses with weaker attacks. I will be 100. Okay? But the fact is, 10 attack, 19 defense, 10 attack, 18 defense with a perplex to up it to 11. 3 enhancements, so now you're shooting for 4, and you're just boom, boom, boom. You know, that's your turn. Even if you got 2 enhancements off, you're doing 3 damage. That's some good stuff. That's some grade A, level stuff. And you're against a standard character, that's pretty oppressive. It's pretty oppressive. So yeah, this is good. This is good jank. Now I know some of you also could be like, well, I don't like that, and I can say it's like, look, do you like just lowering Thanos' attack down by 3? And some people say that's a large commitment, Dark Logos. You're telling me to invest 120 points to perplex down his attack by 3, making it a horrible 9. I'm like, yeah. And then he's going to get RCE, then it's going to be a 10. Like, yeah. And you have access to a multitude of different defends that are a 19. And the Thanos will have to find someone that has a perplex. Oops, most Thanos teams don't have that. Oh my gosh. Well, until Sarkarian Iron Man, until the SIM card pops out. But still, these are thoughts. These are thoughts. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because I'm going to probably spill more beans than I care to admit. All right, our next one that we are looking at is 102B, Captain Carter. Captain Carter. All right, what's so important about Captain Carter? Charge flurry, 40 points. There you go. That's great. Send that little problem child out there and watch her go. I mean, there's nothing more to expound than that. There's enough things that you can give her that just makes that cheap investment just so much dumber. 104, Doctor Strange Supreme. All right, why are we looking at Doctor Strange Supreme? He's 30 points outwitting Mystics. There's literally any flies. There's no other reason why. Like back in the day, this guy would. I'll say this. Back in my day, in the pre-carded era, if this Doctor Strange existed, he would be a unique, which would be equivalent of a super rare, of how dumb strong he is. And everyone would be complaining about nerfing him. And that WizKids is out of touch. Just saying. Just saying. All right, so next up is the other Doctor Strange Supreme, the 40-point one. Again, good values, good points. Special power at the end, the ends justify the means. When Doctor Strange makes an attack, you may choose a friendly character within range and deal them one unavoidable damage. If he did, Doctor Strange Supreme modifies +1 damage +1 and makes an attack as if he occupied the square of the chosen character. Now, this is sort of cool for activation characters, but other than that, and you're playing like Reverso, Bizarro games, like he is good. And I bring that up because, again, people do play those games. They're a lot more standard than a lot of folks think. All right, next up is Killmonger. And I know there's a couple people that know me. It's like, so you picked him because he's black, right? And it's like, no, it's not because he's black. Because he's Killmonger. So Stark R&D is no joke. Outwit. If Killmonger occupies hidden terrain, he may use Outwit an additional time this turn. Now again, let's go back to some cool important points. First off, 40 points. Next off, Stealth. Next off, 11 attack, decent attack value, the entire dial. 18 defense, nakeds, and he gets regen at the end, not as great. But the fact that he can do Outwit twice for 40 points, that's a good deal. Now, I know, again, some of you would say, for a few more points, I can get Darkhold on the Scarlet Witch, and I can do cool stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you could, but 2 Outwits, 40 points, that's really, really good. And it's easy to generate hindering terrain when we start looking at our good friend Molecule Man. And there's other characters that generate smoke for free. So, yeah, like that's not a big deal. All right. Captain America. Oh, wait. Zombie Captain America. 40 points. Number 110B. Charge, 12 attack, exploit. 40 points. Like that's it. Like I don't know what to tell you. If that's not good, I don't know what to tell you. Infection spread, steal energy. When Captain America hits with a close attack after resolutions, you may give all hit characters an action token, which is again stunning blow. That's just stunning blow. So yeah. All right, we're at the home stretch. Now we're at the items. I believe. Yes, we are at the item. So the first item that we're going to review is Super Soldier Serum. And I pretty much believe like all the objects are good. So if you don't want to listen to my commentary on it, that's fine. You could keep it moving. I know the episode's sort of long. So willpower. If this character can already use willpower, instead increase the result of its roll for willpower by +1. This is definitely good if we are talking about getting some major key characters with power cosmic back into the fight a lot quicker. So I believe that this is a good pick overall. If you're trying to get a character a little bit more oomph and getting tokens off of them, that's another reason for you to play it. Coming in at 5 points, it is definitely worth it. All right, let's go on to the next item, Captain America's Shield. This is Captain America's Shield. It is giving us energy shield deflection, which I don't know how I feel about that as much anymore, because I do know stats-wise in our current meta, there's a lot of easy ways to get higher attack values. If this character can already use energy shield deflection, it instead modifies its defense by +3 instead of 2, which pretty much just makes it so that you pay 5 points for having mobile hindering terrain with your ESD. So it's okay. The Tesseract. Why is the Tesseract meta? Because we are able to slap it onto melee characters, team them up with our boy Morbius and Morbius, and then tell folks to, dip and phase out and then phase into the next reality, punch people with prob. So yeah, that just gives you an added little bit of stability. Also, you can make flying characters with a huge movement capable of just ignoring Realm of Death. And I bring this up, and I know some folks are saying, like, gosh, Dark Logos, you're a Thanos hater. And I'm like, not really. I think Thanos is good. I believe that Thanos is needed for the meta, and, if you win with Thanos, good for you. If you lose to Thanos, sucks to suck. But I hate to say it, it's the figure we've been begging for as competitive players. And we were like, big point characters, they don't hold their points in the game, and they have to do multiple things and do multiple attacks. And lo and behold, we get a Thanos that can do that. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh, clutching their pearls like, I felt violated when he used his mind control on me. Forgetting about, like, Brother Voodoo, or they didn't never play during the Brother Voodoo meta. I guess. So, I get, it's like, I'll butcher a metaphor. It's like, you either leave the game while it's still fun, or live long enough to get to get bitter, so to turn into the crotchety old man. But yeah, like I am on the side of get good, son. Like I have presented more than enough options for folks to fight quote unquote Thanos in the show, in the last 2 to 3 shows. I'm sort of over it, but I understand why people are bitter and whatnot. Because folks is lazy. Go back to the comeback episode with the Attack of the Clones. All right, so let's go in a little bit more. Why again? Tesseract, top tier. You want it. It's good. I know folks are be like, yeah, you're hyping in Morbius. I don't think anybody's gonna be playing Morbius that much. Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's keep it going. Next up is Red Wing. I think Red Wing is going to be used sparingly. Effect free once per game. Generate a Red Wing bystander free. Remove a Red Wing object held by this character from the game. If you do this turn, this character may activate the free action to generate the Red Wing bystander regardless of the once per game restriction. So yay. You just have an opportunity of, grabbing the remote control and flying that Red Wing around. I think Red Wing is good because he gives you outwit. And the fact that you are able to deploy this outwit, this hypersonic outwit, is rather awesome. So I do believe that Red Wing is definitely meta. Going into Darkhold. Darkhold, I'm going to just say this to elaborate how broken Darkhold is. You used to have to pay 11 points for a perplex. Let me repeat it to you. You used to have to pay 11 points for a perplex. It was the cheapest perplex ever in the game. And if I look in the game now, and I type in less than 11 points, and then I put in the power perplex, anywhere on dial, okay, and then I go in and I filter out, let's see, bystander. Okay, is not bystander. Okay, so let's search again. There we go. All right. Do you want to know what's on the list? You really want to know what's on the list? Okay, we have con artist, power batteries, but technically does not count. Bat cycle, which I truthfully believe is an error. And GCPD cruiser, because again, I believe that is a dial error. And Robin cycle, which I believe is a dial error. So there is no character less than 10 points or 11 points that gives you perplex. And then even with con artist, you had to like click her once and do pushing damage. So even now, she can't do what she was built to do. Okay? She just can't. Now, let's go and look at the dark hole. Okay? Let's go look at this book that, from what I've been told, butchered a movie. R.I.P. Doctor Strange 2. Okay? Let's look at the dark hole. All right. First off, I can just effect free choose a standard power from the following list. This character can use the chosen power until you choose again. Probability control. Try looking for that for under 11 points. You won't find it. Perplex. Outwit. There you go. And just for the giggles, let's do this. All right, so we at realms. We're going to go to golden age. We're going to go less than 11 points, and we're just going to look for a prob. Okay. What do we have here? Okay, so we have let's see. Nope, that's those are pogs. Those are pogs. Those are just dials. We have one figure, and it is War of the Realm Loki, and you have to add him to your force. Okay, but can he also potentially change up and get, outwit? Oh, no, he can't. Can he potentially, change up and get perplex? No, he can't. Now let's look for outwit. We found one character that's been popping fresh on this. Let's see if we can find an outwit for less than 10 points. Let's do this. We also have to make sure it's not a bystander. Okay, so we have Spiderbot Mark II. Spiderbot Mark II is the first character. Then we have Brainiac from Justice League Unlimited. Okay, so there we go. And we have a bat cycle. All right, cool. And I think the bat cycle is a glitch. All right, so overall, the Darkhold is broken. In terms of the game, the Darkhold is broken. I don't see why folks don't play it. Now, if you're like Dark Logos, you got to remember, we used to get power gems for 10 points. I'm like, that ship is sailed. That ship is going over the open sea and through the starless sky. Like, it's gone to the river Styx. Okay, you got to start looking at the future and looking at the children, because that's the only thing that's left. Okay, and realistically, once we end up at the Darkhold, it deserves to be the last object, because it's definitely the omega for you looking for objects. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, here's the question: how popular is the Darkhold going to be? I don't think it's going to be on every team good. I do believe that it is good enough for most teams to consider. And therein lies the difference. It is fundamentally always good. My opponent is all power cosmic. I can pick prob or outwit. I don't have to pick and then my opponent picks what I can't do, like with Alex Wilder for 25 points. I can put the Darkhold on a sturdy piece, on a support piece. I can put it on a barrier piece so that it can always be doing something even after it's done a power action. I can put it on my taxi. I mean, it's like Chick-fil-A sauce. You can put on whatever you want and it tastes good. Now, again, I'm biased. I love me some Chick-fil-A sauce. I can be more generic and be like, it's like salsa. Like the good kind. The one you go to the farmer's market to get. You know, the one, the jar that's made by a grandma that immigrated from Mexico and then raised her family of 5 kids and then decided to start a small business in her retirement, and you smile and you look at her and you say, "You are America." Yeah, that's what the Darkhold is. It's that type of salsa. Okay? And yes, there's a woman in my farmer's market. That's her story. So don't hate on me, and I'm not racist. That's literally a person I know. So, all right, that's it for today's show. I hope you've come to appreciate my Disney Plus review. I've put in so much work and am now waiting for rendering. The last show was late due to massive rendering problems. And I do mean massive. Like, it crashed. My computer crashed like 8 times trying to process this. And I'm not using a desktop. I'm using a laptop, people. That's where these shows have been made from since I moved back to KC. So there you go. All right, that's it. So let's go ahead and wrap things up. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm still trying to mess with it. I'm still trying to get it to line up with YouTube, and it's not working. So bear with it, brother. You can email me at startingoverpodcast at gmail.com. That's startingoverpodcast at gmail.com. Keep it piffy, keep it interesting, keep it awesome, baby. Let me know. Did you change your mind on Disney Plus once the commentary started coming out, or were you always for it, or were you always against it? Like where did you stand? Okay. Last but not least, you can. Well, I feel bad doing that one now, so I'll let that go with the donations. But yeah, that's it. If you have a show that you want the brother to cover, let me know. You have a figure you want me to disassemble that's not Thanos. I'm just going to be honest. I've done enough stuff giving you all Thanos answers and without me robbing from my own vault of ideas. I've gotten more than enough staples out there for everyone to start fighting Thanos. If you want to fight Thanos or fight anything else, I got to go back to the 80s Rift program. Reading is fundamental. Okay, do your research and read, because I'll be 100. Most of the answers I saw from Thanos were real simple reading problems. Real simple reading problems. Even with Vision, I'm like, come on. Like, Vision sits next to Thanos. Thanos no longer has improved targeting or improved movement. He can't use the Soul Gem to his biggest effect, and he can't use the Mind Gem to his biggest effect. He has to now deal with Vision. So if he doesn't have TK, he's going to punch the Vision. All right. What do you do next? That's what you have to figure out. I don't have to figure that out for you. But that's the part that you have to figure out. Oh, he phased in and whop Thanos. Okay. Thanos is still alive. What's your follow-up? You don't have one? I'm sorry. That's your fault. Like, I don't have to. I'm not. It's like the kids I deal at school. And I'm going to wrap this up and then we're done. Dealing with the end of the year, even all the way to the end of the year, the kids will come up and say, I have a question. Show me their problem. And then I'll be like, what's your question? How do I do this? Did you read the instructions? Yes. Okay, where's your work? I don't have any. Okay, So what do you wanted me to do? Help me figure out the question. So you want me to do it for you. And from what I have seen lately, and again, that's me peeking around, looking here and there, a lot of folks just want everybody else to do the work for them. Now, if you want to pay me to do the work for you, hey, you could pay a brother. I'm going into summer school with no, sorry, it's going into summer school with me with no contract. So brother is out. I need some money. Okay. So you want to come pay me, I'll, be like Dark Logos. I will pay you $100 for a deep breakdown of Thanos. Okay. I'll take your money and I'll give you a good, nice foundation for you to look at Thanos and beat Thanos. But then you're going to be like, but the Thanos teams now have Bishop. You didn't pay me for that. Thanos teams now have Zakarian and Iron Man. Didn't pay me for that. You got to do your research. Okay. Now someone's like, hey, Dark Logos, I want you to, standard teaching methodology and stuff. I'm like, cool, we can dojo all summer. Brother needs a check. Brother needs a check, So I'm just saying all that, not to say like, don't listen to my shows at all, But I am telling you is like, I do believe from a game design perspective, the game is in a very good place. What I do believe the most is